Hey y'all, it's Rick here with Uncommon Communion, recording on early Saturday morning for a Saturday morning post. Wow, Friday and Thursday evening were a day and a night. I'll tell you about it after I share what I always begin with here: a reminder, an affirmation, a proclamation that we are always and everywhere in the holy presence of God, the more, and each other. So I wanted to uh, post a video on Thursday for Friday. And y'all, you know what? If you pay attention to the feed, I didn't get to it. And the reason was I was pretty overwhelmed Thursday night. And the reason for that was Friday, which is the day that ended just a few minutes ago. My wife had rotator cuff surgery. And Thursday night, even though I had something interesting that I did Thursday night that I wanted to tell you about, I just didn't have it in me. I just needed to get to bed. I was not in a space to sit here even for 10 minutes like I usually do. So I just went to bed. And I was hoping to record earlier on Friday, but Friday took a lot out of me. And you won't be surprised to know, if you've ever cared for a loved one who has had significant surgery, it's tough. It is tough. Fortunately, the surgery went quite well. She has been waiting for this rotator cuff surgery on her right arm, so that's her, dominant hand, for at least a couple of years, and certainly would have much rather had it earlier this year, especially because she's a teacher, and having it during the summer would have been far more advantageous than in October, where she has been required or forced really to take this entire upcoming month off from school. She has the time. She can do that, but it is, disruptive. So the surgery went well. The doc said it was pretty significant, the tear. They kind of knew before going in, but it was confirmed. And she came out pretty groggy, pretty tired. The interesting thing about rotator cuff surgery, if you're familiar with it, is they put a nerve blocker on the entire arm, so from the shoulder all the way down to the fingertips. And what that means is that she had absolutely no feeling in that arm, and still really doesn't. That is supposed to wear off after 24 to 48 hours. She already kind of felt it wearing off before she went to bed. And when that wears off, that's really when the pain begins. And we have a plan for, addressing that. But, that is going to be tomorrow and this weekend. And today already, Friday, was tough, in part because neither of us have done this before. Neither of us have had to care for the other after a serious injury or serious sickness, which is good that we haven't. That is really a blessing. Many couples face far more difficult things than my wife and I have faced to date after 26 years of marriage. Um, and so it is a new experience. And quite honestly, a lot of it today was the uncertainty of not knowing, what we were doing. We had good instruction. We had okay instruction. The discharge at the surgery center could have certainly given us a lot better instruction, and also adjusted the sling. You've probably seen the rotator cuff slings that are kind of pretty significant. And part of a large part of my day, our day with my wife, was trying to figure out, is it on correctly? And YouTube videos helped. And I think we reached a place where, it probably is, but it was still difficult through the day. So it took a lot out of me. And I share this with you because I'm not sure how much I'll be able to post over the next few days. I plan to, I hope to, I will try to. I just don't know because not only do I need to be present with my wife, but I also need to take care of myself. And this is part of self-care. This is an important part of the good things that I do on a daily basis. Nevertheless, sitting here may not be something I'm able to do. So we shall see. We shall see. If anyone has experience with rotator cuff surgery, or anyone has some just well wishes that they can send, I would appreciate it. Any comments or any thing that you can resonate with, and any prayers for me and my wife during at least the next few days. Um, I appreciate that. So let me tell you about where I was Thursday night. I went out with my friend Mark. Mark is a filmmaker, in addition to many other things that he does. And he got wind of a special little mockumentary, if you will, that was being screened yesterday here in Columbus and all over the country. It is called Bad Pedophile, and it is a mockumentary, as we might call it, by The Onion, the satirical website, of course, um, about Jeffrey Epstein. And I'll put a link to a story about the story of this film, short film, and the interesting and challenging journey it has taken in distribution. And also, I'll show you a trailer that will kind of show you just the way that it parodies these true crime dramas, and some of the images that it uses for, I think, just an excellent, hilarious satire. So it is good to laugh. I will just put it that way, y'all, because we end another week. Look what happened this week. We had the absolutely insane and tremendously dangerous speech that hepped up Hegseth and very down and disturbed Trump offered to 800 of our military leaders. We had the government shutdown. We had some absolutely bonkers and deeply disturbing memes that the president has sent out. We had another bombing, which is clearly in gray, if not illegal territory. The bombing of another boat off the coast of Venezuela, and that's just scratching the surface of the dangerous, crisis, critical things that we had in yet another week. And I end this week and begin this weekend wanting to get a little bit of space from that, and wanting to be sure that as my wife recovers and rests and I facilitate and assist her in that, that I can also take that time and space to do something similar for myself. And prayer is a big part of that. And I hope to do more of that, more mindful prayer, more sitting in meditation, more pondering and paying attention as this season begins, and as the world continues to go around the sun. And we, as planetary pilgrims, respect that and celebrate that and affirm that always. So I'm tired. I'm going to get to bed, but I do want to close with a little prayer. This is what I was going to read to you on Thursday night, because this is from the prayer book that I read from the second, which would have been Thursday. And this is the centering prayer book, and we'll let this be our final prayer. Yes, Abba, I wish to move in the circle of your truth, under the influence of your love and with the sway of your grace. Make me an elegant movement in the dance of becoming that is the gift of your life in Christ. Your faithfulness is cast wide in the firmament above and beneath all things. I feel its strength speaking. In this face of grace that is Christ, there is nothing that separates me from your love. In this open circumference, help me live and move and have my being beyond everything else I am asked, compelled, and tempted to do or be today. Yeah, y'all, that's what matters. That's what it's all about. That's what keeps us grounded, keeps us present, and I think keeps us in love, which is always, always, always what is most important. All right, y'all. Be back with you again soon. Blessing and good. Be bold. Be gentle too. And be well.